That was me, 20 miles as the crow flies from the nearest road, catching a native California golden trout. I had just slept on the ground for 3 days, seen a dozen rattlesnakes and almost half a dozen bears, jumping from springhead to springhead to fill up my water bottle in some of the roughest country I've ever had the pleasure of stepping foot in. You see, these fish had been on my bucket list for a long time, ever since I caught my first golden rainbow trout out east and learned of the fish's existence after being told the stock trout I had just caught wasn't the real golden trout. The thought of a native trout species exhibiting bright yellow and golden colors almost seemed unimaginable for an eastern kid whose only native trout species is a brook trout. And that's not even technically a trout. So finally, in the summer of 23, I asked my brother if he was ready to embark on what would undoubtedly be our most difficult adventure yet. And to my surprise, he said yes. But I didn't want to catch the California golden trout just anywhere. I wanted to catch it where it originated, not in some lake or stream where it had been transplanted to years ago. So after an incredible amount of time spent researching and planning, we found ourselves down a dirt road in the middle of a national forest in the eastern Sierras. This is the story of one of Andrew and I's greatest adventures. Andrew, you ready?
What are we doing?
Hiking into the wilderness.
Oh.
So today we're doing something very special. Something that's been on me and Andrew's bucket list for years and years and years. And that is, we're in California and we are hiking into the golden trout wilderness to catch 3 different types of heritage or native trout here in California. One is the Little Kern River golden trout, which we're going to be hiking into the Little Kern River right now and fishing that today. Then tomorrow we're going to be hiking down on the Kern River and we're going to be hopefully catching the Kern River Rainbow, and we're going to be hiking up the Kern River. And then the next day we're going to be fishing for the California golden trout and hopefully some of the purest strain California golden trout that you can catch. So Andrew's already digging into the snacks and we haven't even left the car yet. So this is going to be this is probably the most wilderness / backcountry type of thing we've done on this channel, because we're going to be approximately 20 miles back into the wilderness from the nearest road period when we get back in here to where we're going to be fishing for golden trout. So this is going to be an adventure and a half. But anyway, we're going to get all packed up, make sure we have everything, and start our hike.
You got a fly rod, right?
Yeah.
My reel's in there.
I hope my reel's in there. All right.
I mean,
Just gotta hike over this mountain into the next drainage. Yeah, so here's the real question. Whose idea was this? All right, guys, we have our first water stop of the day. The water clean?
I don't know.
It's about as clean as it could be. I mean, it's coming out of a bunch of springs on the side of the mountain.
What is gold?
What?
Look at it. I know gold. What? Oh my gosh.
Is that gold?
Looks like it.
That is gold flakes. So there's not gold flakes?
Look down the front.
Look right here. Hold on, I'm gonna get the camera, get some B-roll. Look at the gold. And now every one of these little pockets.
You're paying for gold right here.
Look at that flake.
That's all kinds of gold.
What? Look at it all.
Look at all this.
What is going on over here? So the plan for this series was simple. Catch as many of California's native trout as we could in a week, which unfortunately required an immense amount of hiking. It was something that, quite honestly, neither Andrew nor I had ever attempted on this scale. And to be honest, it wouldn't be fair to not include at least some of the hiking since it was such a massive part of the trip and what made it so difficult. After almost 5 miles of hiking, we finally got our eyes on the Little Kern River and made our first few casts in California. Try to slide down here and cast from this. Of course, if I catch one, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Oh, you get the drop fly. Oh God, got him. Do you see that? Oh, that's a good fish, dude. Real good fish. Now what? That's a gorgeous fish too. I know, dude. Wow, that's a beautiful fish.
I think that's a Little Kern River Golden, I'd assume. On the dry fly too. That is so cool. Jumping. Oh, buddy. Got him good. Woo. Got him. Oh. Oh. Come here, buddy. Wowzers. Nymph eaters. Now some of you may be thinking, hey, that just looks like a rainbow trout. And essentially, you're right. The only real difference between the Little Kern Golden and the Kern River Rainbow is a barrier on the lower end of the Little Kern. In other words, they're essentially the same fish that have just been separated for a few thousand years. Having said that, the Little Kern Golden was supposed to exhibit some of that California golden trout type color, which we just weren't seeing. So in an attempt to catch a more vibrantly colored fish, we decided to head up a tributary. And we weren't disappointed. Oh, it came off. Alright guys, I finally caught one of these little fish in this little creek here, this little tributary. It looks like the same thing of whatever you're catching down there. Whether these are Kern River Rainbows or Little Kern Goldens, I don't know, but he doesn't look very golden.
Wait.
Good?
Yeah.
I mean, I might die here, but I just can't see what I'm stepping on. That's the problem. Oh, that was a good one too. I couldn't see my fly. It disappeared. It sucked underneath the rock. He might eat again. Oh, he's got a pink belly on him.
Maybe that, like these are actually golden too.
Like, look, he's got a red belly.
It's probably a signature sign of the Little Kern Golden, maybe.
I don't know, but look at his belly. See, that's yellow?
Oh, yeah.
That might actually be a golden.
I think it is a golden.
You guys, you might have actually found.
Well,
Not that those other fish weren't,
yeah,
but
I'm sure they were. Like that first, I think one I just caught and this one looked to be.
yeah, and they're just gonna be more colorful up in these little tributaries too. But this one's actually like got some oomph to him. You get the shot of that? Get the stuff on his. Get the yellow belly. Can you see that?
Yep.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's a golden trout. I'd be shocked if that wasn't. Because they just might not have that much color this time of the year, you know?
Yeah.
I think there's a bigger one that I lost first cast, but I think if we go up through here, I think we'll catch more.
Oh, he's looking at it. Got him. No! Oh no, I still have it. I just...
Okay, let's just leave that. Oh, it's still there. He's sitting right there at the rock. Going back. Let's go back. There's no idea what happened.
Where's my fly?
Get it?
Well, that's a pretty one too. Woo!
I just happened to be recording and aiming right at that 58 too.
That's a gorgeous little fish.
Where? I don't know where you're looking. I can see a fish. I see him now. I see him. He's now right back where I just cast it. That's not him. He's really golden though. Oh, I don't have the net. That fish is really yellow. Look at that. This fish is the most yellow of all. This thing's crazy looking. See, look how yellow that is. The one in the middle's bigger, but I'll try this one. You ready? Dude, come over here. That looks like a golden trout. This looks like an actual golden trout, kind of. I'll pull the line up and go back. Oh, here.
Oh, it's a big one.
Oh, dude, that's a huge fish. Yes, dude.
That's a giant. At least for what we're fishing. So guys, we've been fishing up this trip now for a little bit, and we finally found some big plunge pools here. And I just caught a very good size Little Kern River Golden. Little Kern River Golden trout in the big plunge pools here. But this is just a beautiful fish. Really fat guy too. I mean, the belly.
Whoop, don't let him get it. All right, guys. So me and Andrew have successfully caught the Little Kern River golden trout. The ones in the main Little Kern didn't seem to be as golden, but there were a couple that were kind of yellow. But once we went up that tributary, they got really golden trout-esque. And I knew that these trout weren't quite as golden. And quite honestly, when I was looking at the pictures of them online, I was kind of wondering why they're even called golden trout. But either way, we've caught them. I'm 99% sure those were Little Kern River golden trout. What we're gonna do now is we have about a 3-mile hike out of Little Kern River. We're gonna hike up and find a camping spot here in about 3 miles, and then we're gonna relax. So stay with us. We're gonna go try to set up camp and not die on this last 3 miles, which might be tough, but let's get to it.
With our first California native trout checked off the bucket list, we hit the trail again. But I'll be honest, this trail went from half decent to non-existent very quickly. Not only that, but they weren't marked hardly at all, which made the second leg of our journey on day one far more difficult than we had expected.
Well guys, so this trail's pretty well used, obviously. We stopped here and realized that the trail we're supposed to be using is not even here. There's like a slight indentation through the brush. So no one's used this trail in a while, I guess. But if we use this trail according to Onyx, it's gonna add like a mile to our trip because it goes way around this hill. And this trail that doesn't even exist parallels and goes the ridge out and drops off. I mean, thank goodness for on X. As in, we could make it even without the trail probably. I mean, this is like, it's so much shorter, it's like stupid to do anything else. I'm just not happy about it. All right, guys, there's literally no trail here. We gave up, and is that an animal there? No, it's just a dead tree. We've given up, and we're just hiking in the wilderness now. There's supposed to be a trail here. It's even marked on a tree, but no one uses it or it's not maintained. So we're just following generally where the trail should be, AKA like just following the path of least resistance. And it should be once we pop over this hill and start coming down the other side, we'll hit a trail intersection that I assume will be marked pretty well. So that's our goal. Good thing we weren't standing.
Trees do make noises when they fall.
Well, at least we weren't standing underneath that. Don't see that too often. A lot of these look like they're about to fall. Probably should be careful where we put the tent.
All right, guys, we got this. I don't even know what this is. I got 3 bean chili mac. Andrew's over there. He's got, what do you have?
Alfredo.
Chicken Alfredo. That's what he eats every time. We had to eat first because we decided that we were going to starve to death if we didn't. We don't have the tent up. I'm just sitting on my little sleeping pad. We got some water and we're eating, and then hopefully that'll give us enough energy to then put this tent together. All right, guys, so we're sitting here about ready to put up the tent, and Andrew looks over and he's like, bear! And there's like a really big black bear, like a really good sized black bear. He was walking up this little ravine here that we actually walked up earlier. And I told Andrew, these green fields behind us, we've seen bear poop walking all through here, but these green fields behind us are exactly what these bears like to eat at. I don't know if this is a fresh burn, but it's been burned at some point. And because of that, it's got all these green cover down low, and there's just meadows down here in general. And we've been seeing bear poop, and I told Andrew, like, there's probably some bears in here. And we saw one, which is cool, but also we're gonna have to make sure that we don't leave any food out, and that we put the food that is here, we're gonna put it a ways away from camp, so that we don't get rudely awoken in the middle of the night, because that's a bear big enough that you don't want to tangle with it. Not that you want to tangle with any bears, but...
No, honestly, it might just loop around and go up a further, because it's just kind of paralleling us now up halfway up the hill.
I would not be shocked if we see that bear in the morning in the meadow or something. Anyway, it's pretty cool, but we're going to get this tent set up here and maybe get to go to bed. Although I don't know how we're going to sleep now.
I'm not going to lie, seeing a bear walk into camp before the tent was even up was a little unnerving. Not that I'm specifically scared of bears, I see them decently often out east, but being in unfamiliar ground and knowing you aren't the only predator in the woods gives you a bit of hesitation. Not only that, but the mountain lion tracks outnumbered any boot prints we had seen by a wide margin. In other words, we had found ourselves 11 miles deep in the middle of a predator-rich environment, all for one little piece of California gold. Needless to say, we didn't sleep all that well on night number 1.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 2 in California. So, yesterday we looked, as the crow flies from the parking lot where we parked, I think it was only like 6 miles. But we ended up hiking around 11 yesterday. And as the crow flies to the next camping spot is approximately, what did I say it was? I think it's like 8 miles, 8.5 miles. So we're looking at another at least 10 to 11 miles today. The good news is it's all kind of like a straight line. We're just now picking up camp. We just got the tent and everything picked up. We're gonna grab all the crap, get it all together. We boiled some extra water this morning, so we have some water for the beginning of our trip. Although, we're hoping to hike 3 or 4 miles right off rip when it's still cool, so we're not sweating like maniacs and stuff. Hopefully, that'll help us get a little bit further down the road with a little bit less water, because it gets really hot here in the middle of the day. I mean, it has to be pushing into the 80s, I would assume. So anyways, everything's set up. We're gonna start hiking. As I said, we got like 3 miles till we hit the Kern River, maybe 4. I don't exactly know the mileage till we hit the Kern River. And then we're kind of just like working up the Kern River and hopefully gonna see some pretty cool things today. I don't exactly know what to expect, because there's just
I don't know. Everything so far I feel like has been different than what I kind of planned it out to be. It just looks different than I thought it was gonna look. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up. We can make sure we get the rest of our stuff packed up and start our hike. All right, guys. Getting back on the trail and getting going. Andrew's back there. He's coming. Wildflowers are in full bloom here in California, I'll tell you that. Of course, now I'm wet again. Oh. Bear, 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 bear. Big bear. You guys can see that bear or not? Look at him. It might be the same one. He's gonna come around this tree.
Shortly after we ran the first bear of the day off, we ran into bear number 2 of the day.
It's gonna take a right up here. He's going to the right now. See him? See him? Yeah, you can. He's right there. Second bear.
Then, within another mile, we ran into bear number 3. I have no idea what's up with California, but I've never seen so many black bears in such quick succession. But, for whatever reason, that valley was loaded with bears. Let's just say we may have gotten a little bit lucky when we camped in that valley for night number 1. So, needless to say, we weren't too upset when we finally dropped down towards the mighty Kern River.
Alright guys, look at this view that we got going on here. It's looking upriver there. That's where we're gonna end up going. We're gonna end up being down in the river, which just seems so far away right now, but somewhere up in there on the right side of the river there's golden trout. So that's our goal. Don't want to fall in that. My gosh.
All right, guys. So we just did a treacherous little hike through some rock rubble and stuff because we had this brilliant idea that the trail actually goes up on top of this mountain behind us and like kind of curves up the mountain and it goes to this little like low gap and then comes back down the mountain. And we were like, essentially we'd rather die than hike up over top of a mountain right now. So we decided to stay on the river, which just ended up being a bunch of rock rubble, which it was treacherous in a couple spots, but I think it was definitely shorter. I don't know if we'll go through there on the way back or not. We're gonna like flip a coin on that. But we finally made it to the section of the river that I wanted to fish, which kind of involves a set of lakes that I can see right now. It's one lake, but it kind of looks like there's two. There's one lake here, and then just around the bend in the river there's another lake. And I don't exactly know historically why these lakes are here, because they're just like offshoots of the main river, but they're lakes, and I assume there's going to be Kern River Rainbow trout in these lakes. And if not, between this lake and the next lake there's a beautiful stretch of river that's kind of flatter. And if you guys couldn't tell from earlier when we were walking on the river, it is moving. So we're not even going to be able to fish the river like in the canyon sections anyway. So I'm hoping this flat section of the river, you know, with these lakes, will hopefully hold some fish that we can easily catch. We're gonna continue drinking a little bit of water, maybe have a snack, and then we're gonna actually fish for a couple hours, kind of towards where we're gonna set up camp later today.
Alright guys, there's a big Kern River Rainbow sitting right in front of this stick log here. I'm gonna see if he wants a dry fly. Oh. Got him. No, it's stuck on itself. I think he's stuck on something. Yeah, he's stuck on something. Yeah. I know, but he's on a log out here. I know. I do too. I don't know. No! There's like a thing sitting like this and he went underneath it. And I couldn't pull him up through it. That was a big fish. It's so hard to hook. I mean, there's so many logs there he could get into. Dang, dude. That sucks so bad.
Disappointed would be an understatement. And to add salt to the wounds, my GoPro decided that today was the day to die after 2 years of working flawlessly. And I don't mean the battery died, I mean it flat out wouldn't record. And, you guessed it, as soon as the GoPro decided it wouldn't record anymore, I decided to catch an incredible Kern River Rainbow trout. We were lucky enough that Andrew was able to record the tail end of the fight, but there's no audio. So, down to one GoPro, we slowly worked our way towards camp, picking off a few trout anywhere we could in the raging current of the Kern River.
There we go. Oh, no, there's a big one chasing it. That one just tried to eat the dry too. There's a much bigger one over there that tried to eat it. First native Kern River Rainbow trout. Little baby one though. Got one. Well guys, I'm having major problems. I caught a big rainbow earlier, but pretty big Kern River Rainbow. He got off, or no, I caught him, I'm sorry, but I wasn't recording. And unfortunately, it's kind of been what's been going on this trip, because now I think my GoPro's just straight up dead, which is, it's just unfortunate. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. So now I don't have my GoPro, so I have Andrew's on right now. So hopefully there's at least a handful of fishing through here for you guys.
I'm not going to lie, the Kern River being so high made it difficult to fish. And because of the difficulty and the lack of fish catches, we ended up moving way faster than intended, and actually made it towards camp far earlier than expected. But just as we were about to reach camp, we crossed over a small tributary that I decided to cast into. This ended up being the best decision I ever made and essentially saved the day from complete failure.
Buddy, just want to show you off for a second. Look at that fish. What an awesome rainbow trout out of this little plunge pool here. Doesn't get much better than that. Whoa, chill out. One last look at these little fellas from right here. Thanks, buddy. That was cool.
After catching that Kern River Rainbow trout, we decided to continue fishing the tributary to see if it would produce a few more fish for us.
See it again. It's just you pull up, he's heavy, and it's just like, biggest fish you've ever seen. Oh! All right, guys, we've got a beautiful native Kern River Rainbow trout right there. Look how pretty that little thing is. Oh! Oh well. We'll see if Andrew can catch one or two of these fish before we end out the day here. Because every one of these little pockets is just loaded with these little fish. And the main Kern River is just roaring. I mean, this is too, but at least this is doable. So, let's keep going.
Alright guys, so John just caught that one. This is only like my third native rainbow trout here, but this is probably definitely the prettiest one I've caught. Just pick him up real quick. He wants me to. Look at that. I mean,
Hold it out from the net a little bit, and then you can just go for the release.
Okay.
I just want to get a good shot out away from the net if I can.
You ready?
Yep. Perfect. I see him, there he is. I don't know, this fly's too small. Got him. That was the hardest fish ever to catch. That's a pretty one too. I've been messing around with this fish for way too long, guys. Beautiful little native Kern River Rainbow. Chill out. Little side pockets, man. This is the native trout fishing I'm used to. It's not the species I'm used to catching. Oh, that wasn't the best release ever, but. That one's a little bit better. I mean, this is way better than the river. It's caught like three, four fish in this hole. It's not bad. Pretty fish too. Look at that, guys. Little mini streamer. Tiny little stream.
Now, something you may not know about the Kern River Rainbow trout is that they're actually listed as a species of special concern by the California Fish and Wildlife. The reason being is that the Kern River itself is stocked with non-native rainbow trout, which I find hilarious. And because of this, the native rainbow trout have been hybridized over time. In other words, the fish we were catching in the Kern, although surely wild, were probably at least somewhat hybridized. So not only did fishing that tributary save our day from a fishing standpoint, but it also allowed us to catch some fish that were probably better representatives of what a Kern River Rainbow actually is. After catching a handful of trout, we headed towards camp and retreated with a little surprise.
Well, guys, I'm sitting here eating, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a rattlesnake that just decided to come through camp. So yesterday we were about to set up camp, and a black bear came into camp, and today a stinking rattlesnake. I'd honestly rather see a bear. I mean, it's cool. I just wish it was not in camp. Ridiculous.
All right, guys, so we finished off the day there in that tiny little tributary of the mighty Kern. Behind me is the Kern River. We're setting up camp. Andrew's got the camp, or the tent just set up. I started a little fire here. For once, California actually has too much water, so of course you still have to get like a campfire permit and stuff to have a campfire, but essentially you can actually have a little campfire this time of year. Hope you guys enjoyed today. Andrew and I caught the second native of our backpacking trip, and that is the Kern River Rainbow trout. So we've got a Kern River Rainbow. We've caught the Little Kern River Golden trout, which wasn't all that golden. We've seen 3 or 4 bears. We've seen 2 rattlesnakes, one that just went through camp for some reason. And yeah, that's pretty much what we've done so far. And tomorrow is gonna be the creme de la creme. Tomorrow we're going after the legendary California golden trout, and really the fish that we're all here for. And we have to hike up there tomorrow, up that valley, because that's actually where the golden trout are, the native to.
So anyway, I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna hang out here at camp for a little bit, go to sleep, and then wake up tomorrow bright and early and go catch some native golden trout. I think in the moment, a lot of times you downplay the situation you're in. In this case, being over 20 miles deep in the wilderness with a multitude of black bears and rattlesnakes slithering through camp. Realistically, one wrong step would have not only ended the trip, but ended our lives. It's something that we choose to ignore when we go on these adventures, but is always a very real threat. It just seems a lot more real when the very thing you're trying to avoid seems to show itself time and time again. Having said that, it's easy to look past the danger if you know the legendary California golden trout, the reason for the 2,500-mile cross-country trip, is living on the mountain just above camp. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. This is part 3. If you missed the first 2 parts, you need to go check them out. We've caught the Little Kern River Golden Trout, which is a native species to California. We've caught the Kern River Rainbow, and the Kern River's right behind me. We caught some in the main stem, and we caught some in a little tributary. And today, we're going after the California Golden Trout, which is the entire reason that we're coming up here to begin with. And up in this little hollow, this little drainage behind me, supposedly has some of the purest strain California golden trout anywhere in the world. And this is kind of one of their native creeks and one of the places they originated. The only issue is we have to hike straight up out of this canyon to get up there. I've already had my coffee this morning. We boiled a little bit more water so we can have some water when we're hiking up. I think that's about it, right? Do you have anything you want to say?
Glad that this is the last day. We're up here. But it should be exciting to catch the golden trout. They should be a vibrant, kind of yellow gold color, similar, not similar, but like the fake golden trout from that they stock in the streams and creeks out east.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah. So it should be pretty exciting to actually catch some of these real golden trout. So we'll see how it goes.
It's like a sandy desert. This stuff probably doesn't even need to be filtered. And the spring's just up the hill there. You know what I mean? After going on probably the most scenic 3-mile hike of the entire trip, we finally reached the first spring creek of the day. This particular creek I had almost no information on, but I couldn't figure out why there wouldn't be any golden trout in it. This is what we like to call blue lining, which is essentially just fishing a blue line on a map with no real expectations of what could be in it. The worst case scenario was that there were no fish and we would head up to some of the more famous golden trout waters. And the best case scenario was that we would find a hidden gem and catch our first ever California golden trout. Luckily, it was the latter. All right guys, I spotted one over here. Let me try to get in position to kind of cast it. I can see him clear as day. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be a tough spot. Well, I'm standing on the edge of a cliff of death. Hold on, I'm gonna catch it, okay? Relax. Everybody relax. You ready? It's just such a bad angle. All right guys, Andrew had this brilliant idea to get to the other side of the creek, which I don't know why I didn't think of. This is the creek we're fishing, by the way. I'm gonna go around here and hopefully get on this trout. He's only like 6 inches long. It's gonna be my first golden if I can get on him. He's sitting on this. He's coming back out now. Alright guys, so I just caught my first ever California golden trout in this little tributary, this little spring creek here. It took me a second to catch him, but I finally got him. He's sitting in this little pool that I'm literally standing in front of. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hold this fish up real quick so we can get a shot of it. And then we'll head up here, see if Andrew can't get on one or two in here. And then we'll head over to a different creek and see if we can catch them there too. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get the release and keep on going. Not only did this tiny spring creek have golden trout, but it was loaded with them. The pure sense of joy you feel when you realize you're marking something off your bucket list that you've really only dreamed about is something that is indescribable. As we moved up, the creek got smaller, but incredibly, the fish did not. Oh, my feet are wet. Yeah, there's just no way. It's not as gold as yours, but oh, chill. Goldie. Oh, I see fish. It's a good one too. Real good one. Get below it, I think. I don't know that I can get below it, but oh, I'm in the water. There we go. So this fish is, I still see him. Got him. Oh, it's a good one too. Let's go. Wow. This is insane, dude. Look at this fish. Look how colorful these little, beautiful little golden trout are. Sheesh, that's incredible. God, that's awesome. He's gone. I saw that fish and I caught him too. Wow. Don't get much better than that, I'll tell you that for sure. Oh, giant. That's a big one, dude.
Right, yeah. Oh, I can bring it right here. Yeah.
Got him.
Fall in the water here, that's what you do. Don't go super quick, yeah.
I know, I'm trying not to, but I also... Okay, you ready?
Got it.
No, I don't.
Had it.
Came off.
Dang it.
I should have let more line out so I could have had more space to pull up on it.
Oh no, wait. The other one's back where it was.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna try it again.
No better.
Ready?
Got it. That's a big one.
For that small, he popped off. Chill out, buddy. Woo!
That's a good fish right there.
For that size, he doesn't have any, he's got like no spots on him. Relax, dude. I don't want you to go through the net. I know, I'm gonna release him here.
Let me get close up.
We had done it. The legendary California golden trout that we had put so high on a pedestal was now yet another fish to land in our net. After finding the springhead on that stream, we decided we'd hit a handful of other creeks within a close hiking distance. That landed us in some of the most incredible country we'd had the chance to fish this far in California.
All right, guys, so we're moving up. We're gonna try to fish the main stem of the creek where we're catching the golden trout. We're catching them in a tributary. And the main creek is ripping. It's a lot bigger than we thought it was gonna be. So maybe we'll catch some slightly bigger golden trout. Because I mean, even that little tributary, we were catching fish that were like 10 inches. What was the biggest one you think we caught?
Probably
10, 11. So you think in this main stem here, we ought to be able to catch some fish that are like 12 plus. So we'll do our best. We'll just fish around in this area and see what happens. Oh, I had a fish. I didn't know I had it.
I was like, why'd your line just stop? Right there, right there, yes, stop. Right there.
I see it.
Anchor. It's got some pretty cool.
Yes.
I'm looking towards the bank. Oh, got it. That's a pretty one, too.
That is a pretty one. That didn't take long. Main stem, immediately caught a first fish. Right in this little swirl pool. Come here, buddy. That is a very pretty fish. Look at that thing. That is a golden trout if I've ever seen one. Can I have that back, buddy? Thanks. I released him back where he came from. Relax, buddy. Thanks. Oh, got one. Oh, I lost him or missed him. Got another one. Oh, I missed him again. They're loaded on these banks. And just so you guys know, I'm throwing a little grasshopper here. It's actually a little grasshopper tied by Red's flies. And my plan, or what I'm trying to do, is just catch these fish that are sitting on these edges waiting for grasshoppers to come down. Oh, there's another one. Oh, missed him. What? How did that fish get missed? These are kind of like cutthroat. You have to wait so long once they eat it. Like that one ate. Now I can set. Like I just gotta wait a second. Look at them fight. Golden trout everywhere. This one's not quite as orange. I'm just going down here so I can get to the water easily. Come here, buddy. These golden trout are like, the interesting thing about these fish is their bellies are so orange. Here, pop him off. Thanks, buddy. Ah. It's a good thing you missed it. Not a very big one. Oh, got that one. That's a pretty one too. Look how yellow that is. Woo! That's the fish we were looking for. Come here, buddy. Oh, yes, dude. That fish is incredible. And that looked like an orange highlighter when it came up to eat that. Would you relax, dude? Oh, yeah, dude. The orange on these fish are just what's the most impressive thing to me. Like, you guys see how orange the bottom of that fish is? Matches my pants. Oh. I'm recording for you. I don't know how much you can see, but... Whoa!
Pretty orange on this one, to be honest.
Yeah, these are...
It's hard not to fall in love with the variation of color on these little pieces of gold. The second creek produced fish that were arguably even more incredible than the first. And after catching more than a few fish, we decided to hit yet another spring-fed creek. I figured we might as well catch fish in a few different areas to get a true taste of what the California Golden Trout had to offer. And this stream had some of the most incredibly clear water I had ever seen.
Okay, cast up. There's a big one right dead center of the front. Yep. Get it. Get it. Take it. Take it. Take it.
Look at the colors on that guy.
That one's the prettiest one yet, dude. So I wanted to come up here because I thought it'd be like this.
There's a bigger one down there too.
Well, now what do we do?
We can just stand on this little thing.
That's true.
That's a good cast. Idiot. Look at it. Pop it.
I can't see.
Oh, that's a giant, dude. He's down a little further. He's coming back up.
I'm gonna try to get right here, I think. Or I'll come around the other side. You're just gonna have to talk to me because he'll eat it if I can get it to drift naturally. Clearly these fish are a little spooky. Sorry, I got one here. God, these fish are incredible. Hold on, I'll come up to that fish. Just give me a second. God, look at that fish. Chill out, buddy. Top it. Come on, guys. Is that not incredible? Spring Creek Golden Trout. Relax, buddy. And he's gone. All right, I'm gonna catch that fish now. You ready? I'm just drawing my fly off. All right. I can't, you're gonna have to talk to me then.
Oh well. Drop it in like a few feet up above you.
I'm just gonna drop it in kind of where I'm casting.
You're way too far back. And you're like, it's like sitting in the middle of the creek.
Okay. Ready?
Pull back. That's a tankard.
Yeah, baby! Alright guys, so we've pushed up this tiny little spring-fed creek. I mean, the water's like blue. It's insane colored creek. And we just sight fished for this one here. Andrew should have gotten it on camera too, but look at the colors on those little fish. So we'll go ahead and get this fish released, and then we'll keep fishing because I think we'll be able to sight fish for a bunch of really good looking trout in this water. That's a yellow one, son. Wow, dude. All right, guys, I see a golden trout actively feeding. I'm gonna hit him, hopefully. He should eat as soon as my fly hits the water, I'd assume. He ate it. I missed him. Got something else on my fly. Feels like, at least. I don't. I see another one. Got him. Wow, look how yellow they are. That's so crazy, man. These fish are seriously some of the most incredibly colored up and prettiest trout I've ever seen in my life. Like, is this real? Whoa, there he goes. And you get to sight fish for him in this tiny little spring creek. I mean, it quite literally does not get any better than that. I see another one sitting like on the bank. Ooh, I see a bigger one. Got crap on my fly, got crap everywhere. I see multiple, actually. Got him. Woo! I just sat down, my butt got wet. Oh, camera died.
Oh. Just can't get a release on it. It's getting underwater trout, man.
I will.
Because we only have a couple of those.
All right, guys, so this is the spring right here that feeds this entire creek that we've been fishing up. And I kind of just wanted to come up and see it. Obviously, there's not really much of a place to fish here, but it comes out of the mountain right there. It comes down here, and it's golden trout land. And it's probably some of the most fun fishing I've had in a long time. Just a tiny little spring creek and some of the prettiest fish I've ever seen. So, yeah, I guess we're gonna head out. We might fish a couple more spots on this creek just to see. There's one big fish that Andrew missed that we'll try to get on, and then we'll kind of head on, kind of start heading back. That's exactly the spot.
Holy frick. The wind is freaking ripping. Whatever. Oh, there it is.
Oh. How is that not getting hit? There it is. Are you recording?
Maybe. Yeah. I was actually.
Hot dogs, huh?
Last
Last fish out of this creek, probably.
fish of the freaking year, hopefully.
That creek was short but sweet. For some reason, stalking through the bushes and sight fishing has always been among my favorite ways to target trout. And to do it in such a pristine stream for the California golden trout was a surreal experience that I will never forget. After we finished fishing that stream, we decided we had energy for one more creek, which was yet another unique stream all of its own.
Alright guys, let's see if I can catch a golden trout out of here. This is going to be the fourth creek that we fished. And if I can catch one out of here, it'll be the fourth creek that we caught a golden trout out of. Oh, I see one, I see one, I see one, I see one. It's over on that far side of that rock. I can catch him. It's going straight towards it. Oh, a different one ate. Oh, 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 it's a bigger one. Hold on. I might still go for that. He kind of like tried, but then failed. Going up for it. Didn't need it. Oh my gosh. That wasn't a fish. Huh. Got him. It took me a second to get him to actually eat. Wow, this is a pretty fish too. One thing that's interesting about these golden trout is they have like these really orange bellies. Relax, buddy. I'm gonna let you go. It's the fourth creek that we fished here, but look how, like, see how orange their bellies are? I don't know if that shows up on camera or not. Really crazy looking fish. Thanks, buddy. And the funnest thing about fishing out west that I don't get to do out east that much is just the fact that you, like, sight fish farm essentially. There's another fish sitting right back where I just caught that, pulled that one out of. Okay, he ignored it. Might be a little bit smarter fish. That's fine. That's still cool though. So that's the fourth creek that we've caught fish out of, golden trout out of. Granted, they're all in the same drainage. Oh, there's one right here. I don't know. Oh, gonna say I just saw another one eat. It's two out of this hole. I'm gonna say there's four creeks, but they're all kind of in the same drainage, so take it for what you will, but I wanted to get the entire golden trout experience. And I feel like I have. Relax, buddy. Just look at that. Another little Goldie Boldy. The real golden trout. Goldie. Thanks, buddy. He gone.
See some, they kind of darted, but. Yeah, I saw it. Oh, now he's going away. I'm looking at it, but. Oh, there's a big one right here. I mean, they're all just ignoring this son of a man. They're all just oh, it's a big one.
Oh my gosh.
Look at the orange.
Look how orange that one is. Wow, that might be the prettiest one.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it popped off.
Uh-oh. That's dangerous. Not ready? Go ahead.
Oh, did he deny that?
I've never seen a fish ignore something so hard. Oh.
There it is. Got him.
I got him on film too. That's a pretty one too.
No, not quite.
That's a pretty one too.
Let's look at this one. Release. Look, I mean, these things are just the orange belly on them.
4 creeks, 16 miles, and a set of priceless memories. And just like that, the day had come to an end. There's a weird euphoric feeling that you get when you accomplish a goal that you've held for so long. The blissful happiness of the moment almost feels bittersweet, and before long you're heading back down the mountain. As the memory quickly begins to fade, I always set my sights on a new goal, because without something to work towards, I feel a sense of emptiness. Spending this time with my brother has also become more important to me as we get older. He now lives across the country, so the time we spend together dwindles ever smaller year after year. The days of fishing together nonstop are over, and it signals the end of an era. So I couldn't care less if this video got 0 views, because I can promise you I would come back and watch this video time and time again just to experience what we got to enjoy on that mountain in the middle of nowhere, California. Thanks for watching.